Hello friends, in this video I am going to teach you about H-plane T. It is the one of the important microwave T junctions. In my previous video I already discussed about E-plane T. It is somewhat different from E-plane T, whereas in the case of E-plane T, the auxiliary waveguide, that is side arm, is connected to the broader dimensions of the main waveguide, whereas in the case of H-plane T, the side arm is connected to the narrow dimensions of the main waveguide. Now, first let's see what is waveguide and how the H-plane T is different from normal waveguide. Let's see the normal waveguide. The normal waveguide is having the two ports, that is the port 1 and port 2. Now let's see the H-plane T. It is the H-plane T having the three ports, that is port 1, port 2 and port 3. Here observe the port 3 is connected to the narrow dimensions of the main waveguide. It is the main waveguide. Port 1 and port 2 are connected to the main waveguide, but port 3 is connected to the auxiliary waveguide. This auxiliary waveguide is connected to the narrow dimensions of the main waveguide. The type of T junction is known as H-plane T. Now let's see the definition of H-plane T. That is, here observe, attaching a simple waveguide to the width of main waveguide which already has two ports, then the T is called H-plane T. H-plane T is nothing but attaching a simple waveguide to the width. Width is nothing but narrow dimensions of the main waveguide which already has two ports, then the T is called H-plane T. Okay. The port 1 and port 2 of the main waveguide are called collinear ports. Here observe, it is port 1 and it is port 2. These two are attached to the main waveguide. So these two ports are called as collinear ports, and port 3 is the H arm or side arm. This port 3 is called as H arm or side arm or auxiliary arm. Side arm is parallel to the main transmission line. All three arms of H-plane T lie in the plane of magnetic field. The magnetic field divides itself into the arms, so this is called current junction. We can call H-plane T as a current junction. Why means here the magnetic field is equally divides between the any two ports. Let's see an example. If the magnetic field is incident at port 3, then that magnetic field is equally divided between the port 1 and port 2. And also one more thing, the magnetic field is parallel to the all the ports because these ports are connected horizontally. We know when we want to consider the fields, magnetic field is always in horizontal position, whereas electric field is in vertical position. So this auxiliary port, that is port 3, is always parallel to the magnetic field direction. This type of T is also known as current junction. Now let's see how the fields are transmitted through this H-plane T. Here observe this diagram. If suppose it is port 1, it is port 2 and port 3. If suppose I incident a power at port 3, then that power is equally divided between port 1 and port 2. Here observe, when I give the power at port 3, then this power is equally divides between the port 1 and port 2 without any phase shift. Whereas in the case of E-plane T, we already observed in the case of E-plane T, when we passed a power through port 3, then it is divided equally between the port 1 and port 2, but 180 degrees out of phase. Whereas in the case of H-plane T, there is no phase shift between the power which is divided between the port 1 and port 2. And this is about the H-plane T. I hope you understood this topic. Thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, please click on like button and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.